Let's dive right in.
We're going to get to the markets. We're going to get to the market crashes, and we're going to get to all the concerns about the coming recession. But first, some breaking news on an interview yesterday that Elon Musk had with Larry Kudlow.
Elon Musk referred to the federal spending on programs such as Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid as the areas that need to be eliminated. In an interview yesterday, Musk also claimed Democrats use such programs to attract illegal immigrants and to turn them into voters. Take a look.
I mean, the way it's important in entitlement spending, which is which is most of the federal spending is entitlements. That's like the big one to eliminate. That's the sort of $500 billion, maybe $700 billion a year. That is also a mechanism by which the Democrats attract and retain illegal immigrants by essentially paying them to come here and then turning them into voters.
Yes.
So this is why the Democrats are so upset about the situation, because they're losing. If we turn off this gigantic money magnet for illegal immigrants, then they will leave and they'll lose voters.
There are times when Democrats have put words in Republicans' mouths about Social Security, Medicare. Here, he said the quiet part out loud and actually said Social Security and Medicare is where all the money is. And those are the ones that need to be eliminated. Now, we've of course seen him say other things that have been deeply damaging politically, but that is extraordinarily damaging politically. And Steve Rattner, I want to do a fact check also. He wasn't talking about the people up to 160 years of age that Donald Trump incorrectly said were getting Social Security payments. He's just saying that's where all the money is. And by the way, you and I, we always say that. We don't say eliminate them. We also don't say that you got Democrats using Social Security and Medicare to attract illegal immigrants to America to vote for them. I must say, that is a new and quaint approach to the two most important programs for Americans, retired Americans. But that's what he said. But let's do a fact check on the other part, just so when that comes up about Donald Trump went on and on and on in the speech about people getting Social Security checks up to 160. That's not the case. The fact is that they have stayed on the rolls because it's an automated roll where they didn't get pulled off. I want to give you some numbers. You're a number guy. In 2023, Social Security report found that only 44,000 Americans of the 18.9 million individuals listed over 100 years old in the database were receiving payments. In 2020's Census Bureau, there were 80,139 people in America who were over 100. So that tells you that there are almost twice as many Americans alive over 100 as there are Americans who are receiving Social Security payment checks. So the idea that there's this massive fraud is ridiculous. 80,000 Americans alive over 100 years of age, and half of them not getting Social Security benefits. So again, it undermines it. This is a lie that Musk continued to tell yesterday, but also just overall talking about how those are the programs that need to be eliminated. Again, pretty shocking to most Americans, I would think.
Yeah, Joe, look, other presidents have talked about even trimming Social Security, privatizing Social Security. All of those ideas have gone down in flames because the American people like their Social Security. They like their Medicare. I was with somebody the other day who, a senator who conducts town halls, and he said, and the one thing, one of his constituents said, and the one thing that you have to be sure of, I don't want the government messing around with my Medicare. They don't even realize Medicare, in some cases, is a government program. They just like it because it takes care of their health care needs. And so this has become part of the fabric of our social net. It's something people depend on. It's something people pay into. And the notion of eliminating it is, I think, going to blow up in the faces of Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Now, President Trump himself.
I'm wondering, but before we go to you, Jonathan Lemire, hey, TJ, could you cue up that clip again? I just want to make sure that we didn't misunderstand what Elon had to say. He's talking to Larry Kudlow, and it's fascinating that Nick and I were watching another network last night where they were interviewing Larry Kudlow. It's fascinating that this part of the interview never came up.
Nope.
Let's play it again because it's kind of.
I mean, the Waste Report in entitlement spending, which is which is most of the federal spending is entitlements. That's like the big one to eliminate. Because that's the sort of $500 billion, maybe $700 billion a year. That is also a mechanism by which the Democrats attract and retain illegal immigrants by essentially paying them to come here, and then turning them into voters.
Yes.
So this is why the Democrats are so upset about the situation, because they're losing. If we turn off this gigantic money magnet for illegal immigrants, then they will leave, and they'll lose voters.
So, Ed Luce, President Trump repeatedly has said he wouldn't touch Social Security. Other times he's waffled, suggested maybe there'd be something to do on the margins there. But this is pretty clear what Elon Musk had to say yesterday. $700 billion, a lot of money, maybe even more. And Social Security is known as the third rail of American politics for a reason. No one touches it, certainly without devastating political consequences. So this is now, Musk has now supplied Democrats with yet another ready-made campaign commercial. Wielding that chainsaw on stage at CPAC, indiscriminately cutting federal government programs that hurt red state, blue state voters alike. And now this, saying he wants to not reform, even just eliminate Social Security, which would have impacts on just about every American.
It would, and it's not the first time, remember, Jonathan. He's also described it as a Ponzi scheme, which betrays a complete ignorance of how Ponzi schemes work. This is a pay-as-you-go system. People pay into it all their lives, and then they draw out of it after they retire or get disability or whatever. The one group that doesn't draw out of it are illegal immigrants. They come in, they work, they pay into it, but they don't draw out of it because they're illegal immigrants, let alone come here because of the magnet, as Musk calls it, of Social Security. So this is the most extraordinary misreading, both of how Social Security works and also of the role of illegal immigrants in the U.S. economy. And I have to say, I keep correcting, maybe I'm being pedantic, but entitlements is the wrong word. If you pay into something, you are investing in your future, your money, so that in the expectation you'll get it back after you retire. Any attempt, as I think Trump knows, to mess with that is political dynamite. Elon Musk's political standing in this town is falling almost as fast as Tesla's share price. He is an albatross around Trump's neck.
Not that fast.
Let's not overstate.
I mean,
let's not overstate.
You seen Tesla?
There. I mean, they've lost like $750 billion in market cap over I don't know, the past month or two.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay,
but
real quick.
But Sam Stein, real quickly, and then we're going to get to the markets, unfortunately, crashing yesterday. Sam, really quickly, because there's going to be a lot of scrambling going on, I'm sure, in the White House about what Elon Musk said and what he didn't say. And I'm sure they're already trying to apologize for him on other networks and try to explain that his words are being read from the proper context. Elon Musk said Social Security, Medicare, those are the two big programs that need to be eliminated. And he didn't talk about the lie that people are up to 160 getting Social Security. No, what he said was, There's like $700 billion there. That's where the money is. That's what needs to be eliminated.
Right. The most generous reading of this comment is he was saying there is waste and fraud up to $700 billion in Social Security.
Yeah.
No, there are no statistics out there to support that claim. And it leads you to the conclusion that they are either going to manufacture waste, fraud, and abuse in an effort to cut the program, or they're just making it up, honestly. And I have to imagine that, this is part of a larger program now to go after the entitlement programs. The reason you have to imagine is because Elon continues to talk about this, and then of course Donald Trump brings it up in the State of the Union address. I know it's not a State of the Union address, and so clearly their eyes are set on this. On top of that, DOGE has been doing, under the radar, a number of cuts to the Social Security Administration, and that is the agency that implements the program. Privatization, automation, cutting down offices, all that are going to hurt and hamper the program and its administration. You can already tell on Capitol Hill there is incredible discomfort from Republicans and Democrats over what they've done to date. And they've just gotten started. This is very kindly an albatross that is going to hang over them. Trump knows this, which is what's fascinating to me, is that he knows how bad this can be politically for him, and yet he's not reining in Elon when it comes to Social Security.
And again, these lies about Social Security and paying people that are dead up to 160, not only are they not paying a lot of people that are dead up to 160, like what we heard and what we keep hearing from Elon Musk and others in the administration, they're not even paying 40,000 Americans who are over 100 Social Security. There are more Americans alive, 80,000, according to the 2020 census, that are alive over 100 years old than are getting Social Security checks, which is about 44,000.